Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Right now on KPIX 5 and streaming on CBSN Bay Area, 1 in 8 prisoners infected with coronavirus at San Quentin. This morning, fears of the outbreak spreading outside the prison walls.
And a woman caught on camera coughing on a child on purpose. This morning, we've learned the suspect may work for a Bay Area school. What the district is saying this morning.
And several states now enforcing a quarantine for visitors, why one that President Trump is planning to visit this weekend is as well. But the White House says the rule does not apply to him. We have a lot going on this Thursday morning. It is June 25th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann McAvick.
And I'm Lynn Keys. Good morning to you. So glad to have you with us. Let's get to your forecast first. It's a microclimate kind of Thursday out there, Mary Lee.
Oh yeah, for sure, Len and Ann. Happy Thursday to you. And it's really all about that onshore flow along the coast, keeping the coast cool, but heating up inland with that sunshine. So a temperature spread of about 30 degrees from the coast to our inland spots once again this afternoon. Here is a great start to our day with our Treasure Island camera. You can see those low clouds out there in the mid to upper 50s to low 60s as we start off our day. And as we head through the afternoon with those clouds, cool in Pacifica at 63 degrees, mild around the bay, upper 60s in San Francisco, mid 70s in Oakland, but heating up inland, 87 in San Jose, 94 in Concord, 95 Livermore, and 96 in Fairfield under a heat advisory in Fairfield, Vallejo, and Benicia. I'll talk about a cool down coming our way in a few minutes. Back to you.
Well, we are following some breaking news right now in the North Bay. A shooting in Santa Rosa sends 2 people to the hospital. Police were called to the scene at about 12:30 this morning, Sebastopol Road near Dutton Avenue. They found 2 adults who had been shot multiple times. The officers were not able to find a suspect nor a weapon. They're now offering a reward of up to $2,500 for any information on this. Luckily, the 2 people who were shot are expected to survive. And more breaking news, yet another devastating jobless claims report. 1.48 million Americans filed for unemployment over the past week. That is a small improvement over the prior week, which was about 1.5. In all, 47 million Americans have filed claims since the pandemic began.
I'm Kit Doe. We're live at San Quentin State Prison, the state's latest coronavirus hotspot. This is a place where doctors warned that the numbers would blow up. And indeed it has. These are the latest caseloads now that we're seeing. 456 positive cases last confirmed. It was 0 about 3 weeks ago. That means 1 in 8 inmates is now infected with the coronavirus. 40 out of 1,500 employees have now become infected. That's especially concerning to doctors who say that these employees then leave the grounds and spread the disease to the community. The outbreak happened when a dozen inmates were transferred in from Chino. COVID-19 has taken over the north and west blocks, which houses violent offenders with life sentences. 2 weeks ago, a team of doctors toured the facility and warned jail officials that a combination of poor ventilation and overcrowding meant a dangerous condition was about to get a lot worse and put the rest of the public at risk.
Now, when it gets in, it spreads like wildfire. These are tinder boxes waiting to explode.
There's like a cloud of fine droplets moving through. Every 20 minutes, one of them calls man down, which is what you say, when you have a medical emergency.
The CDCR released a statement saying San Quentin has implemented a modified program to limit the movement of both staff and the incarcerated population throughout the institution. Yesterday, the governor, answering questions from reporters, said that, yes, San Quentin is a concern. We're expecting him to talk about it later today at his noon press briefing, and we'll carry it for you live here on CBSN Bay Area. We're live at San Quentin. Kip Doe, KPIX 5.
Another update this morning. We've learned the woman caught on camera coughing on a baby in San Jose on purpose may be an Oak Grove School District employee. Now, this incident happened at the Yogurt Land on Cottle Road. Police say the woman was upset because the child's mother was not maintaining proper social distancing. So she pulled down her mask, got close to the baby's face, and coughed. So far, she has not been arrested. The school district tells KPIX 5 we are aware of the incident allegedly involving one of our employees coughing on a baby and are cooperating with the authorities. However, since there is a current ongoing investigation, we are not able to comment further on this matter. Happening today, a rally will take place in San Pablo in support of McDonald's workers on strike. At least 2 workers tested positive for COVID-19 at the San Pablo McDonald's. One of them also works at an Oakland franchise, where a virus outbreak left 23 people sick. The workers striking say managers pressured them to stay at work while sick and did not provide enough PPE for them. The company is now facing a lawsuit. McDonald's maintains safety is its top priority.
Happening today, BART board members will decide whether to approve a proposed budget for the next fiscal year. They're also going to get an update on the pandemic's continuing impacts on the transit agency. California scientists are joining the effort to try and stop the COVID-19 virus from spreading on public transit. They say because even if people wear masks, there's still a potential for transmission from heating and ventilation systems, and that's causing a real challenge. So they are looking at ways to try to prevent that.
We can get this to work on these buses. We can distribute it for any sort of public transportation throughout the state. But also what's really important is that we can use the same technology for HVAC systems within buildings. And that way we can actually go back to eating in restaurants. And that would be really exciting.
Researchers at UC Merced and Fresno State are now testing the effectiveness of ultraviolet filtration technology. The governors of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut say anybody who visits from a hotspot state must quarantine for 14 days. That includes Arizona, Texas, Florida, and South Carolina. That is a reversal from a short time ago when the New York metro area was the epicenter of the pandemic. A live look at the White House this morning, where we have learned President Trump is not going to abide by New Jersey's quarantine rule when he visits the state to play golf this weekend. President Trump recently traveled to Arizona, which is one of the states designated by New Jersey as a hotspot requiring quarantine. The White House issued this statement saying, in part, the President of the United States is not a civilian. Anyone who is in close proximity to him, including staff, guests, and press, are tested for COVID-19 and confirmed to be negative. And after the president's rally in Tulsa, dozens of Secret Service agents who worked at the rally are now in quarantine. The Secret Service says any agents involved in presidential trips must be tested for the next couple of weeks. It is believed 2 agents who were at Tulsa event tested positive for coronavirus.
New this morning, the World Health Organization has just announced an end to the second deadliest Ebola outbreak in history. The virus killed more than 2,000 people in eastern Congo during its 2-year crisis. It was the first time an Ebola outbreak erupted in a conflict zone. Developing this morning, people traveling to Hawaii can soon skip the island's 14-day self-quarantine. Starting August 1st, visitors can avoid the quarantine if they get pre-tested for COVID-19 no more than 72 hours before their departure from home and present negative results when they arrive at the airport in Hawaii. Meantime, if you're flying into Alaska from out of state, you will need to get in the airport screening line. Getting tested at the airport and quarantining until the results come back is one option for travelers. Other options include having to quarantine for 14 days or presenting a negative COVID-19 test result upon arrival.
If they've tested before coming to Alaska or if they plan to test here.
The average wait time to get results is about 72 hours, although people will need to stay in quarantine until the results come in. If the result turns out negative, they're good to go. AAA has come out with a 2020 summer travel forecast, predicting Americans will take more than 700 million trips in July, August, and September, which is 120 million fewer trips than in 2019. Without the pandemic, AAA would be projecting 857 million trips in the third quarter, a 3.6% increase over last year. The overall 14.6% decline this year is because of reduced air travel.
6:08 and now to an update out of Alameda County. A groundbreaking decision by the Oakland Unified School Board. Members voted unanimously to expel police officers from school district schools. About an hour or 2 hours of debate in, members passed a plan they dubbed the George Floyd resolution that eliminates the OUSD Police Department and also redirects more than $2 million in funding to programs for students. The decision does not take effect immediately. The district will be tasked with creating a safety plan that doesn't involve police. Happening today, California's Attorney General is going to head a virtual forum on police reform. Javier Becerra, along with a former Obama administration official, Ron Davis, and Ed Chung from the Center for American Progress, discuss improvements to police as part of the 2020 Innovations Conference.